Psychology says that people who are always late aren't trying to be rude. Their brains are often wired to experience time differently. If you find yourself chronically late, it's not necessarily a character flaw. People who are always late often have a unique psychological makeup, and understanding it can reveal a lot about how their minds work. It's less about disrespect and more about a fundamental difference in perception. 1. Time perception differences. People who are chronically late often have a different internal clock. They might feel like only 5 minutes have passed when it's actually been 15, consistently misjudge the time needed to get somewhere, or believe a 30-minute commute will only take 20 minutes, despite daily evidence to the contrary. Psychology calls this a variation in temporal awareness. Their brain's internal timekeeping mechanism may operate at a different pace than that of a neurotypical person, making it difficult to accurately gauge the passage of time. What looks like a blatant disregard for punctuality is actually a neurological difference in time perception psychology. They genuinely experience time flowing differently. 2. Optimism Bias Psychology. The chronically late individual often packs too many activities into one time slot, genuinely believing they can shower, eat breakfast, walk the dog. On make it to a naimjetsly. They are perennial optimists when it comes to time. This is a cognitive pattern known as optimism bias. Their brain consistently underestimates how long tasks will take and overestimates how much they can accomplish in a limited period. They're not disrespectful. They're simply operating under a psychological bias that makes them believe the best-case scenario is the most likely one. Every single time. 3. ADHD and executive function. For many, chronic lateness is a direct symptom of underlying neurodivergence. Like ADHD, they might struggle with time management despite trying numerous planners, lose track of time when deeply focused on a task, or get sidetracked by a minor distraction that throws their entire schedule off. Psychology attributes this to challenges with executive function. These are the brain's self-management skills, which include planning, organizing, and managing time. What appears as irresponsibility is actually executive function psychology at play. Their brain has difficulty initiating tasks, transitioning between them, and maintaining a linear sequence of actions. For prioritization psychology, sometimes a person who is always late is subconsciously prioritizing something other than punctuality. For instance, they might always be on time for a flight but consistently late for dinner with friends. Or they'll be punctual for a job interview but late for their regular work shifts. Psychology refers to this as value-based prioritization. Their lateness isn't universal but conditional, tied to the perceived stakes or personal value of an event. They're not trying to be rude. Their brain's motivational system is wired to respond more urgently to high stakes, novel, or deeply meaningful appointments, while routine or lower stakes commitments don't trigger the same sense of urgency. 5. Respect for other people's time. A common misconception is that late people do not respect others. However, many feel immense guilt and anxiety about their lateness. They apologize profusely, hate the stress of rushing, and genuinely feel bad for keeping others waiting, yet the pattern continues. This isn't a lack of respect, but a conflict between intention and execution. Their brain might struggle with the practical steps of planning and leaving on time, even when their emotional and social awareness is high. What looks like disrespect is often a frustrating internal battle. They respect your time deeply, but struggle against their own neurological wiring to honor it. 6. Control and independence. For a small subset of people, lateness can be an unconscious act of rebellion or a way to assert control. This often stems from a background where their time was rigidly controlled by others, and they might arrive late to meetings, social events, or appointments as a way to reclaim a sense of autonomy. This is a behavioral expression of a need for independence. Their brain isn't necessarily misjudging time, but is instead driven by a subconscious psychological need to dictate their own schedule and resist external pressures. They're not intentionally disrespectful. Their lateness is a complex, often unconscious, strategy for maintaining a sense of personal freedom. 7. Procrastination Psychology. Many who are always late are also procrastinators, particularly if the upcoming event causes them anxiety. They might delay getting ready for a party because of social anxiety, put off leaving for a dentist appointment out of fear, or wait until the last possible second to start a work project. Psychology connects this behavior to avoidance and emotional regulation. Their brain isn't just managing time. It's managing an uncomfortable feeling. What looks like poor time management is actually an emotional coping mechanism. They aren't lazy. Their brain is using procrastination as a way to temporarily avoid the anxiety or discomfort associated with the scheduled event. Chronic lateness isn't simply disrespect or carelessness. Psychology shows it's neurological a different way their brain processes time, plans, and prioritizes. If you're always late, your psychology simply operates with different temporal awareness than others. Understanding this transforms judgment into insight, revealing a complex interplay of brain function, cognitive biases, and personality. If you're chronically late or love psychology about personality traits, subscribe because the next video reveals other psychology traits hidden by modern society that actually reveal intelligence and depth.